We're back with this Germany campaign and Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. And first thing I want to say is I've got a little bit extra kind of respect now for various gaming YouTubers in that it's harder than it looks. I've started this campaign. I've made 2 episodes. They're about an hour long apiece, and we haven't fought a battle yet. Here we are still at the beginning. So the efficiency of talking and keeping the pace moving, yeah, it's harder than it looks. I'll try to be a little bit quicker. I was trying to explain a lot of game mechanics and kind of the setup. A lot of that's out of the way now, and the first battle may be a little slow for that reason too. But I am more conscious now of trying to move along a little faster. All right. So, here in February, we saw last episode that we've got a battle on our hands. Our 3 heavy cruisers against 3 British heavy cruisers. Roughly comparable tonnage. They're slightly heavier. And that's probably because, Britain used the max size. We did pare down about 1,000 tons, actually 2,000 tons, from what we could have done for ours, while still packing on adequate firepower. Both sides, right here at the beginning, everyone's going to be cadet level training, so we're even in that regard as well. So let us see how we stack up against the Brits. And we start already in sight at about 5.8 kilometers. Let's get our entire line focus firing this lead cruiser. Now they almost certainly have torpedoes, and 1930s torpedoes have a lot of range. We are well within, even if they have shorter range torpedoes, we're well within their release range. I can almost guarantee that there are some big spreads coming our way. We added just the 1 torpedo for our cruisers. And I didn't turn them off, so they've already been fickled off. I don't want them to fire again, though. I'm going to turn that off for now. And there. Now we're picking up the torpedoes at a pretty good range. Now we need to deal with this. They're focusing their gunfire on Deutschland, which means, yeah, that's where these torpedoes are focused as well. So, time to put that maneuverability to work. Here's a big spread here. There's another big spread from one of the other cruisers. Both clearly were targeting our lead ship, Deutschland. I believe he will get out of the way well in time. But will Saxon get out of the way? Because he's just following and they may have been aimed for Deutschland, but that Saxon might blunder into them. So I am going to detach Saxon, and just for now, I'm going to give him the have him avoid as well. Victoria Louise should be fine. Now, if I just plug Saxon right back into this division, he's going to wind up following Victoria Louise. So, just to get the order correct again, detach Louise, put Saxon back with Deutschland, and then we'll add in Victoria Louise. Am I doing this right? I don't know. Oh my goodness. I was paying attention to the torpedo in the division, and, well, we sank a... we sank a heavy cruiser in the meantime. Yeah, I've got him out of order, so now Saxon's going to do another donut. Fine. I don't feel like messing with the formation. We know from the starting that these are all heavy cruisers, but they're still being identified. Our lookouts are like, maybe it's a battle cruiser. Yeah, maybe it's a light cruiser. I don't know. This guy sank before it was even fully identified. We don't know what we sank. No, wait. Are those his torpedoes coming at me, or my torpedoes going at him? Oh, that's his torpedo coming at me. Who's at risk here? Victoria Louise is at risk. Alright, Victoria Louise, detach. Okay. Meanwhile, what the heck is Saxon doing? Just, oh, he's finally getting turned around. These ships are all at top speed. You get a little bit of an accuracy boost by dropping to cruising speed. Go ahead and do that. Victoria Louise, you can shift your rudder. Avoided the torpedo. And then you can rejoin division. It's about as orderly as I can make it, given all the torpedo juking we've been doing. Meanwhile, we'll just continue to pound on this heavy cruiser, who we now know is the Good Hope. Just take a close look at this heavy cruiser. So, Good Hope, 18,957 tons. Just about 1,000 tons more than ours. Few bulkheads. When she takes hits, she'll be more prone to extensive flooding than our ships are. It's a big crew, though. He's not going to lose a lot of capability unless he takes very substantial crew losses. 31 knot ship. It's decently fast, not as fast as ours. That's good to know. And looks like he's got smaller guns, but a lot of his main battery. He has 5 8-inch turrets, triples. And because of the era, he's paying an accuracy penalty for that. Okay, it's a trade-off. His secondaries, he's got some 4-inch, looks like also triples. In various and sundry, he's got a lot of 2 now. turrets of various numbers of barrels. So we are better gunned. He's got a few more light turrets, but in both secondaries and main, we've got a decent caliber and therefore range and accuracy and damage and penetration advantage. Up check to us for gunnery and speed. What he does have that we don't is a bunch of torps. Although it's not quite as bad as sometimes it gets. Looks like he's got 2 quad launchers per side. Deck launchers. And an additional single launcher per side. And also some underwater torpedo tubes, 5 per side. So he can throw out a lot of torps, as we saw those big spreads earlier. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. You can throw out 14 torpedoes in a torpedo broadside, if you will. We can't do that. We've got 1 torp. And those torps they're 20 inches. And they are fast propulsion. That makes them shorter range, but, well, they're faster. That tech to make them faster does make them more visible, so you spot them further away. Not a huge deal. It's a trade-off. You can see them quite a ways out, although they are harder to dodge when they get close. And finally, standard. So he's got some reloads. If he had reduced torps, I think it's a one-shot thing. Once you shoot your bolt, your launcher's empty. But he's got standard. And that's basically what we need to know about the British cruiser. Strengths, weaknesses. I think overall, as long as we play smart and are vigilant for torps, I think we'll be fine. There's another darn torpedo coming. Another big spread coming. Who's at risk? I believe those are targeted at Saxon. However, at the time they were fired, he was back here and already in a turn. Okay? The AI is not bad at firing torps, but just like a player would be, to be honest, without using a sophisticated torpedo data calculator. The AI has trouble factoring in that rate of change in a turning ship. So Saxon was in the turn, was back here, with the bow pointed this way. The firing solution in, I'm going to guess, diadem, for launching that spread would have assumed a straight line course. So Saxon already, by continuing her turn, essentially was already avoiding. If these guys maintain, I think Saxon will skip ahead of this spread. Meanwhile, Victoria Louise looks like she's out of the way, but will eventually be trying to rejoin and could inadvertently blunder into torpedoes meant for Saxon. I don't want to maneuver her just yet. We just need to keep an eye and make sure that doesn't happen. Okay. Yeah, Saxon is okay. Let me just double check Victoria Louise. goodness. I don't want to take a chance here. Victoria Louise. Just head up that way for a second. Let those dwarfs pass. No, that was Good Hope that fired those. Diadem has got a full bag ready to go. It looks like she's turning about ready to release. I think that first cruiser that sank must have had a flash fire or something. We couldn't have just burned her down normally that fast. I just didn't notice it. Or possibly could have flooded. Victoria Louise can catch back up to the division. Want to keep speed up and keep maneuvering in front of them, not give them that great a torpedo solution. Make them turn to shoot, and when they do, not have a great angle, and we can maneuver better. Except, of course, Victoria Louise back here is about to be a really vulnerable shot for Diadem. Detach again. Here. Just turn away for now. Don't give Diadem a good shot. Alright. For some reason they've switched fire. No, focus fire could hook, guys. Take that guy out. The tendency for the AI, your own as well as the enemy, is when they do enough damage to slow a ship down, they kind of perceive it as less of a threat, and they will switch their fire to an undamaged ship or a less damaged ship. It still has full speed capability. Okay, now we're getting too far away. Let's come back around and keep all of our turrets bearing on Good Hope. See, she's just fired a torpedo spread with a lousy angle. And we'd already started maneuvering. Here comes another spread. Shooting behind. There comes another one. Okay, Saxon gonna make it past this one. I think so. We're gonna make it past this one. Okay, this cluster may be an issue. Maybe. I think Saxon's alright. Because again, those torpedoes were fired at a time when Saxon looked like, if she had gone straight, would have been down here somewhere. I may have cut that too fine. But our best chance is to just keep going forward. Any turn now, just through more of those. This is gonna clear. Okay. Now, they are running. They're trying to disengage. And I've managed to take Victoria Louise kind of out of effect. Good Hope is almost about to sink. She's got some structure left, but she's having some trouble controlling her flooding. I believe she's about to go down. Or not. She kind of got control of it just in time. And I don't want to blunder into real close torpedo range again. Up. I'm not clairvoyant. He fired so many torpedoes. Uh-oh. This could be a problem for Sax. And for Deutschland. We might need a torpedo. Slow that back up. Saxon. Detach. Saxon. Left full. Deutschland. Just straighten out. Let them go past you. Okay, Good Hope down. Okay, Saxon, keep going forward. No, yeah, buckship. Deutschland. Start the pursuit. Diadem may get away. Victoria Louise. Get up here when you can. Everybody chase Diadem down. So, it's pretty clear torpedoes in the 1930 era are a threat. There's a lot of them, and they like to pickle off big spreads. They have a long range, and you can see how it discombobulated my formation. So, one might wonder, why didn't I put a bunch of torpedoes on my cruisers? And the reason is because I talked a lot during the ship design about pitch and roll and fore and aft offset and using the best available towers, mostly range finders, all that stuff. Player designed ships, you can do that and often do that. Zero out that offset, minimize. You can't eliminate it entirely. Minimize the pitch and roll. Always use the most accuracy enhancing factors. The AI necessarily is limited to the auto-generated ships. And the auto-generated ships have more tolerance for not, they don't min-max that stuff the way a player does. Because of that, we've got an inherent gunnery accuracy advantage, just built in. Even if we hadn't made the best choices about calibers and placement and numbers and that sort of thing, our ships are going to be more accurate because they're more stable and they've got the best accuracy focused gear. than the average autogen AI ship will have. The player ships don't have that kind of inherent built-in advantage with torpedoes. It's more of a level playing field, right? The torpedo launchers don't care about the pitch and the roll and the offset and the tower and the time to torpedo dodge again. Clearly headed for Deutschland. Think a little. Actually, where are they? Yeah, let's make a full turn. That ought to deal with it. So rather than kind of double down on a lot of tonnage and cost in a tactical area where we don't have an advantage, I think it's better to focus that tonnage and cost where we do, and that's gunnery. That's why I built them like that, or the thought process. The other thing is, you know, it takes a lot of time and attention to kind of maneuver these ships around and avoid those torpedoes. And that is because your ships, the players' ships, don't do that great a job of avoiding torpedoes. At least not ones that are in the same division as your flagship, the ones kind of you're more directly controlling. If you put them under AI control, it's different. But what I'm trying to say is the AI is better at dodging torpedoes than you are. It will maneuver just as soon as you launch. It kind of, you know, it's got that, like in a lot of games, AI just kind of knows what's going on a little bit better in the fog of war. You see it in all kinds of games. When it comes to torpedo launches, this AI is better at knowing they're coming and avoiding them early. It's hard to get a lot of good torpedo hits on the AI in this game, especially at any sort of range, right? If you do a lot of maneuvering, you slow them down, you end up right alongside, yeah. But at the ranges that, you know, several kilometers away that these guys are pickling off, it is extremely unlikely that you're going to get a lot of torpedo hits at those ranges. So I guess what I'm saying is there's no inherent advantage, and there's actually, at least indirectly, a disadvantage. And so I think it's enough of that. Where's this torpedo? Last torpedo I'm worried about. He just launched. He's shooting at Saxon. All right, Saxon. Just as long as you're paying attention, and I've been lucky enough to kind of stay enough ahead of it to... Damn it. It's still pulling them off. Saxon. Straight. Just... don't keep circling. You might just blunder in a minute anyway. There we go. Okay, that was a very good start. Not only did we sink the 3 enemy heavy cruisers through our torpedo avoidance and good gunnery, getting 5,200 victory points versus 2, but we didn't take hardly any damage ourselves. And that's because of the accuracy discrepancy. So it's one thing is you don't lose any ships, but if they take a lot of damage, now they're in the shipyard for months, not available, and costing a ton of money to repair, eating into that budget. I think there will be a little bit of damage, maybe some light damage to these, which means they will be in the shipyard, but only for a month, which is a lot better than 3, 4, 5 months if they had taken significant fire. That's exactly the kind of battle we need in our situation as Germany. Okay, that's a good start. See, even with that light damage, they'll be back next month, but this month they're costing me 5 million in repairs. And they're costing more money than these operational ships operating out of Emden. Where did they put them anyway? Yep, like I said, sent one of these guys to these mouse over text boxes are a pain in the butt. You know, it sent Deutschland all the way over to Palau, and it sent Saxon to Kiel, which was not its home port initially. It is still in the North Sea though. And Victoria Louise, which was not damaged because I sent her off to the horizon, didn't go back to Emden. It went back to Hamburg, which is still North Sea. That's okay. All right, good start. And next episode, we will see what March 1930 brings us.